This product was really the brainchild, if you will, of a very small group of people who felt so passionate about it.
So there were an original 4 people from different areas within the company: development, marketing, product planning. And I actually caught wind of some discussions between 2 of the people between product planning and development that they were thinking of enhancing this patient enrollment feature of the website. And I thought, ooh, I gotta get in with these guys and add into that discussion and make sure I can help participate in the process of defining what we were gonna build.
But they were coming in on their off hours, on weekends, late at night, and working on this because they felt so strongly that it was the right thing to do for customers. That passion was contagious, and more people jumped on, and all of a sudden we've got senior management who's really interested in it and realized that it's the right thing to do. And that's sometimes what it takes, is it takes a couple loud people who are very active and very passionate about something to get it through.
I was part of it from, grassroots on up. But I think a lot of the great projects we see at Medtronic are executed that way, and it's out-of-the-box thinking and really looking at customer needs as a focal point, and then really driving towards that.
One of the first things that we realized that we needed to do was go out and talk to customers and figure out what they wanted. What was going well, what was going wrong. There was a mayor of New York, Ed Koch, who used to walk around the city and say, "How am I doing?" That's kind of what we wanted to do. So we got on the planes and we went to go see, I think it was 25 customers in a span of a week. So we went to 5 different cities, just bopping on planes, and as soon as we hit the ground, we spread out and we went to go visit customers and set up appointments and ask them all these questions that, just run-of-the-mill questions. Well, what's going well, what's not going well? What can we do that would make your lives easier?
As we started to dig into that a little bit more, we thought of all of these other enhancement requests of, well, can you also make this work a little bit differently? And, well, could we add this feature? And so what started as a very small enhancement request for the website by a customer began to snowball into a much larger scope of project, where we came to a point where we said, you know what, we've just got to redesign this whole thing.
One of our goals was to ensure that everything we designed was really going to meet our customer needs, built with enough flexibility that could accommodate different workflows in different ways to getting the job accomplished.
The idea of getting people involved up front and having a cross-functional team that's meeting with the customers from day one versus marketing doing it on their own and bringing it back to development. We actually had the developers, the testers, and the system engineers all out with the clients at the same time, so they were all hearing the feedback, and everyone with their own functional mindset were hearing the things that were important to the project.
I'm going to guess 10,000 man-hours before we even started, trying to extract what the application should and shouldn't do.
All the testers have to be informed on how it works so they can test it properly. The developers have to be on board, from people who are working in the database on the back end where all the data is stored, to the data access pieces that we write, to the web pieces that go to the web developers.
The user interface will just nicely display whatever the user wants to see, but before it can return it, it's got to have some way of getting at the data. I write code that hands it into a nice, easily manipulated object by the user interface.
This has been one of my biggest challenges here at Medtronic, just getting everything working together. That I am getting a PDF back. It is streaming that back.
So we've got that working just fine.
Just let me know.
I like the fact that we're all sitting together and working off each other. I think that's very critical to the success of a project.
It's just that the link's not working, and it's because my control's not responding to it right now.
The data happens on the internet because of those dynamic fields.
Crawling around.
I think in practice they're not.
Shows you everything. And there's 2
Child network
can always go to the patient list and do a search for that patient, and then they'll get that record and see that status instead of having to try and scroll through this list of all of their orders.
I think this was built with the exact use case you've just outlined.
This group beat the heck out of each other in so many meetings over so much time, and we would joke about it that was part of the deal, right? I would beat up marketing, and marketing would beat up development, and we'd go around the table and trying to hammer out ideas. But a lot of mutual respect and a lot of people that really saw the sort of the mission and the customer impact that this release could have.
Great.
We really got our passion and energy from customers.
That was a piece of cake.
The excitement the customers showed when we would go back and test the concepts with them and talk to them about the concepts. And that has continued through the project.
Right, exactly. I definitely think Medtronic is listening. I was one of the ones that complained about some of the issues and problems with the screen refreshing every time you entered a field for enrolling a patient. I was one of the ones that was belly aching the most about that. I definitely think Medtronic listened because we're now pulling data from device registration and I don't have to enter all of those fields.
Well, I'm very excited about it. I really like the new dashboard homepage, and that was something that I'd actually, when I was asked for my feedback about the new site, that was one of the things that I had asked for, trying to kind of organize my patient workflow.
The new website definitely demonstrates that Medtronic has listened and has done a very good job at interpreting what people were saying.
One of the things that's exciting about this is not how it makes our life easier, but how it makes patients' lives easier. So not only is there increased surveillance of their system, but there's increased disease management tools here.
Our work is prioritized by the website, knowing what patients we need to focus on first. And ultimately, this is all about taking care of the patient.
I think one of the most exciting aspects of the new CareLink is just going to be the interfaces with device registration, the interfaces with being able to order return kits when we need to, interfaces with being able to pull and query more to get more reports. Well, I'm anxious to get my hands on it and play. Medtronic really does, at the heart of the company, care very deeply about doing what's right for our customers and for our patients. And I hope that the way we've built this website is a reflection of how much we did listen to the customer and how much feedback we got and how we actually incorporated that into the product and delivered what we heard people asking for.
We didn't just cross the finish line, we just got out of the starting gate. We've now started this robust conversation with customers, and we have to keep listening. This is really chapter 1 in a long book. We're going to be continuously innovating the website, and we know that customers are going to be playing with it or working with it and say, boy, I wish you could just tweak this, or I wish I had that. That would make my life so much easier. Medtronic can't wait to hear those conversations, and we're going to take the journey together and can't wait to see where we go.